Alright, I'm going to talk a little bit about cameras and where I mount them on my bike. So I'm going to use this poor old Hero 4 as an example. Typically, when I first got my bike, I would actually mount it on this part of the tank. Now this is plastic, so it's really not too firm, and it's actually pretty flimsy. Even so, if I put a mount there, I would have to use something like an extension to get the camera to get over the steering damper, because I wanted to see the instrumentation. I've kind of moved off from that, and now I actually have the mount mounted right to the steering damper. Obviously I adjusted the steering damper to where I usually have it, and I put the mount on, just FYI. And so this actually gives a pretty good view when the camera is mounted here of the instrumentation and the lap time. And then the second place I like to put the camera is actually over here. This is pretty much as close to the main fairing stay support as it can be, because that's the way you want it to be, as rigid as possible. So, but the plastic does flex quite a bit, and then I can move this tether over to there. The third place I do mount it is at the back of the bike. I don't do that too often. And typically, when you want it at the back of the bike, you want it basically as far back as you can to give the widest angle of view. If you have it mounted kind of closer to where you're riding, all you're going to see, is your rear end. I know other people that put cameras mounted at other, various places, like at different parts of the bike. I haven't really tried putting it on the sides and whatnot. And here's the front location, just a closer view of how it's mounted to the steering stabilizer when it's in position. It's pretty much like right there, so it's really right on the dial. And then when this is mounted, it gives a great view of the instrumentation cluster, and then obviously you adjust the camera so you can see out the front as well. The other thing I was going to point out is and the other thing I like to look at is actually have the lap timer, which is mounted here. I like to have that in the field of view so that afterwards I can take a look at my lap time, see where I've either gained or lost lap plus time for certain sections of the track. So what I did was this is the mount that comes with the lap timer, and I got some L brackets from like Home Depot and just drilled those into not sure how well that's gonna show up, but there's these little L brackets, and I had to bend them a little bit to suit the accommodation of this bracket here, but that's basically how I mounted it, and it's pretty solid. It's really not going anywhere. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was kind of an external mic. What I used to do, and the Hero 4 is a great camera, I really liked it a lot. It had the screen so you can kind of position it accordingly to where you wanted it, so you capture the field of view. It was small. I had this camera for at least 5 years, and slowly but surely it started dying. One of the other tricks that I know some people, when the camera just won't turn on, no matter how much you press the button, one of the simplest things to do is just take the battery out, put the battery back in, kind of resets the camera, and then try turning it back on. I know a couple of people that's kind of saved extended the life of the camera a little bit. Anyway, so what I used to do, because I didn't like if I had the camera mounted up at the front position, I didn't like the wind noise. And even when it was mounted here, I tended to get a lot of wind noise. So what I did was, you could get this adapter from GoPro. It's for an external mic. It basically plugs right in here, and it's whatever this is, a micro USB to 5mm connection. then you can just get an external mic and attach it to that. So you could mount your camera, tape this down, and then you could run this external mic, you know, wherever you wanted. I mean, it's like a 5-foot length or something, so you have it mounted to your camera. I would put it under my seat, for example, if I wanted to hear the exhaust a little bit more. If I wanted to hear kind of maybe the engine or the intake, I'd mount it underneath like the windscreen. So you could put this anywhere. This is just a simple lapel mic. I think it was I don't even know if it was $20 at you know, it was just a simple Sony lapel mic. Anyway, that's the external mic, and that's the setup I had for the Hero 4. Unfortunately, the Hero 4 kind of, you know, that kind of went belly up, so I had to go to the Hero 7, which I don't mind. It has stabilization, but the big thing I really detest about this microphone is that instead of having, this is the external mic adapter. This is the GoPro 3.5 millimeter. Yeah, it's a 3.5 millimeter mic adapter. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. So I'll take this. I'll talk about the housing in a minute here. So GoPro went from something as simple as this for the Hero 4 to this. Now with like an action camera, I mean this thing this is so you're gonna have this on your camera, and if you're doing action sports, it's gonna flop around. I mean, what the hell? So now the other thing is, like, this is a different adapter than the whatever it was, the micro USB. So you can't use this adapter with the new camera. These are completely different connections, different adapters. I think this is a USB-C, I believe is what this is called. So at first I thought, oh well, I'll just get a similar adapter. I'll get the the USB-C, which plugs into the camera, to the 3.5 millimeter adapter. This doesn't work. This is I mean, this is like $10, but it's no big deal. This does not. It doesn't recognize the microphone when you use this. So you're forced to buy the GoPro adapter. Now this, for me, this didn't work. I mean, this, even with the the microphone that has a 3.5 millimeter connection that goes in here, the audio sound was horrible. It was terrible. So that's one issue. I mean, this is a piece of, this is not worth buying. I'll put it politely. Then the other thing is, with this adapter, probably the best thing, if you really do want to use this adapter, the best thing you do is buy this housing kit, which is, is nice because, I mean, this is actually, I don't mind this product. It actually holds the adapter. You string it into, one side and string the, see, this is not, I mean, I did have it in here at one point. Let me see. It's a little cold out today, but, regardless, just put it this way. So the microphone adapter sits in this housing, and then you put the camera in here. But this is, I mean, this thing is massive. Compared to the kind of just the general size of, you think about the frame you have for the Hero 4. Now the Hero 7 is a little bit bigger, plus you have this external mic adapter. And then you have to mount this on the bike. And I mean, there's like no way I would put this on the front, because I mean, just with that much more mass and cantilevered out there on the front, I really don't, I can't believe that this is a step forward. I mean, the Hero 7 is a great camera in terms of some of the capabilities, but someone didn't really think it through on this. I guess that's about all I have to say on cameras, mounting locations, and all that. So hopefully that was helpful. The other thing I forgot to mention is so if I want to have the camera actually mounted up here on this location, I mean, it does get quite a bit of wind noise if you just have the bare camera by itself. So what I ended up buying was this little foam kind of cover there, which goes over, I think it's called a wind slayer, which, you know, maybe you see it a little bit better here. This actually goes over the camera. It's just, basically a foam block. I don't know if it costs $5, but this actually does a pretty good job in terms of reducing the wind noise when you have the camera kind of exposed to the wind stream. So anyway, hope it's all helpful.